Thank you. My name is Walt Sturck, liaison officer for the United States Military Academy at West Point, New York. I'm a 1993 graduate of the United States Military Academy. As part of today's ceremony, I have the privilege and honor, I believe my sources tell me this is the first time anyone from Williamstown High School has been appointed to the Academy for the class of 2012. For those of you not familiar with the mission of the United States Military Academy at West Point, the mission of West Point is to educate, train, and inspire the Corps cadets so that each graduate is a commissioned leader of character, committed to the values of duty, honor, country, and prepared for a career of professional excellence and service to our nation as an officer of the United States Army. I know he's been up here a few times today, but I'd like to reintroduce you to one of your neighbors, fellow students, classmate, who has stood up, met the challenge, and is ready to meet a new challenge at West Point and accept an academic scholarship that is valued at over $250,000. Would Colton Selleck please join me? Background on this prestigious award. This year, over 17,000 young men and women applied for admission to West Point. Only 1,150 will receive appointments, and the report dates on 2 July. Those accepted will spend the next 4 years at a beautiful, historic, and demanding place that is unquestionably the world's premier leadership institution. A place with such famous leaders as Eisenhower, MacArthur, Grant, Lee, Patton, Schwarzkopf, and Petraeus among its graduates. In addition to leadership, West Point is also among the nation's top academic institutions. It offers over 40 academic majors in both the sciences and humanities, has produced more Rhodes Scholars than any other college or university in the country except Harvard, Yale, and Princeton. It has produced more winners of the Hertz Fellowships, the scientific equivalent of a Rhodes, than all other schools except MIT, Stanford, and Princeton. West Point cadets undergo rigorous, mandatory physical training, leadership development, moral and ethical training to develop those attributes necessary to become a commissioned leader of character as an active duty Army officer serving our soldiers, our Army, and our nation. Colton Selleck is a great example of the young Americans West Point seeks to lead our soldiers in our Army. They're well-rounded, at the top of their peer group, in 3 areas: academics, leadership, and athletics. Academically, the average SAT score for a typical entering class is around 1280. In the leadership arena, almost 90% of a typical class earned varsity letters, and nearly 60% were team captains. A significant number of them were also Eagle Scouts, Gold Award winners, Boys or Girls State representatives, served in the Silver Air Patrol, or were president of their class, student body, or a club. Colton has demonstrated a high level of achievement in all the areas mentioned. Upon graduation from West Point, Colton Selleck will become a member of the noblest profession in the world, an active duty officer in the United States Army. As an officer, he will be entrusted with the awesome responsibility of developing, training, and leading the sons and daughters of America in the defense of our nation's interests globally. In these trying times, it is important that we all realize the magnitude of this responsibility, and Colton has proven today that he has what it takes to succeed at West Point and in our Army. I am confident that Colton will do a great job at West Point. I know his parents, Greg and Kelly, grandmother Irene, and brother Kay. Kay, are you here today? You up there still? Asleep? As well as the rest of his family, friends, and community are already very proud of him and prepared to support him to ensure his success at West Point. Trust me, success at West Point is truly a family and community effort, as the physical and mental challenges require a strong and committed base of support. On behalf of the President of the United States, it gives me great pleasure and honor to present Colton Selleck with this certificate of appointment to the West Point class of 2016.